welcome back to my channel. So today I am here with a foundation review. I have not done a foundation review, I feel like, in years. Like, I haven't done a video like this in forever, and I really got inspired because at the beginning of this year I tried a foundation and it honestly surprised me so much. I just knew I had to talk to you guys about it. I wore it in this video right here. Be sure to go watch this video if you haven't already seen it. But I wore it and I didn't tell you guys what it was, and so many of you guys were asking me what foundation I was wearing, so I knew I was going to talk about it in a video, but now I know for sure that I had to do a video just on it. I would love to do more foundation reviews in the future because I really want to go into depth in different foundations. As you guys know, my skin right now isn't at its best, and I'd really like to utilize that the best that I can to show you guys the coverage of products, to really show you guys how it reacts on my skin. So let me know if you like this format of video. Let me know how I can improve it down below. I'm trying to, you know, just like up my game on my YouTube channel as much as possible, so be sure to let me know the kind of content that you want to see. Giving me a thumbs up really lets me know that you guys are enjoying it, and if you can, leave me a comment down below as well, because that also helps a lot. Pretty sure that's all I have to say for now. Let's get on into this video. Okay, so let me tell you guys how I basically tried this foundation. I was going out in the evening and I was just wanted to really quickly apply a foundation. I wanted it to look matte because my skin was not looking good that day. I felt like no foundations apart from the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter foundation. That was the only foundation that was working for me. I had a couple of comments from you guys on my channel letting me know that you had broken out from the Fenty Beauty foundation, so I wanted to try and cut that foundation out because I just really wasn't sure if that could be contributing to already my bad skin. So when it came to trying a foundation for that night, I saw this one in my drawer and I decided to give it a go, and I was so surprised. If a foundation surprises me, I just feel like I have to tell you guys about it because finding a good base for me is so important, and I just knew that I really wanted to talk to you guys about this foundation. Foundation that I'm going to be talking about today is the Body Shop Matte Clay Skin Clarifying Foundation. I just want to let you guys know, although I have worked with the Body Shop in the past, this video is not sponsored. The Body Shop does not know I'm making this video. All the opinions, always, even if a video is sponsored, they're always my own, but I just wanted to let you guys know this video isn't sponsored before I get comments. So once I applied this foundation, I was pleasantly surprised and I was like, okay, this looks really smooth. It actually reminded me a lot of the same finish that I get from the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter foundation. It really did remind me of it. It's not a dupe or anything, but it is the closest I've found in my collection. It has quite a liquidy formula. It's not like whipped or clay feeling, even though it says clay in the title. I think that's what initially put me off this foundation, is the fact that it said clay. I was worried that it was going to be too thick, and that's not it at all. It blends really smoothly, it applies so flawlessly, and I applied it all over without setting it, and I was like, okay. First of all, let me tell you guys a little bit about this foundation. Now, it is actually mattifying clay with purifying tea tree. Now, when I initially saw that, it actually put me off because I was worried that it was going to affect my skin in some way and actually do the opposite and break me out. I usually stay away from foundations that have too much going on in them, so when I heard that, I was like, Once giving it a try, I was so pleasantly surprised because I actually noticed after using this after a couple of days, my skin actually felt like it was improving slightly. Now, I'm not saying that this is enough to cure my acne, but I really did feel like it could help aid in the process whilst like I do the other things in my routine to help clear up my acne. This is 100% vegan, which is amazing. Formulated without petroleum and mineral oil. I almost always stay away from mineral oil because it's like the worst thing possible to someone that suffers with acne. It's enriched with why can't I talk today? It's enriched with community trade tea tree, suitable for sensitive skin, forever against animal testing. Matte high coverage, 24-hour long wear, 24-hour shine control, breathable wear, promotes clearer looking skin, and it is non-pore clogging. Now, I have to say something about this. After trying this for a little while, I can honestly say that almost everything that they say is true. The only thing that I would say that I never agree with any foundation is the whole 24-hour thing. I don't believe anyone should ever have foundation on for 24 hours. 12 hours is my limit, and if it goes above that, it just means I can't take it off before then. I know some people work long hours, but I always try and take my makeup off as soon as I get in, just to allow my skin to breathe, especially if you suffer with acne. I did not apply any color corrector onto my acne, and I did that on purpose so that you guys could see the coverage of this foundation. One full layer was enough to cover it, but then I did go over a little bit more just on the areas that I needed it, because I definitely feel like my skin needs color correction just because the redness can get pretty bad. But considering I never skip color correction, just because I always feel like I really need it. Definitely would say that it's actually quite gentle on sensitive skin. I do get dryness on my skin as well. Just because I have acne and I get oily doesn't mean I don't get dry as well. And on the little dry areas, I can sometimes feel the tea tree a little bit on it, like almost not reacting in a bad way, but I can feel it on the dry skin, but that goes away in like 30 seconds and I feel like we're all good. I would definitely say if you are sensitive, really sensitive, always do a patch test, because it's not worth your whole face blowing up if you try something on your skin that doesn't work out. Skin definitely didn't break out from this, and I definitely found that my skin looked better after a couple of days. I stopped wearing this and I felt like my acne kind of didn't get worse, but I felt like whatever the tea tree and the ingredients within this were doing definitely did something. For someone that wears makeup a lot, it's like I don't give my skin that much time to breathe daily, but this is almost like allowing my skin to breathe and be treated whilst wearing makeup and whilst having that high coverage. And it is kind of like a saving grace for me, because when I want full coverage, I feel like I'm almost hurting my acne and I'm like hurting my skin instead of giving it time to breathe. Whereas with this foundation, I don't feel like it's affecting my skin whatsoever. I would say that my skin does still get oily throughout the day. Although it's matte, I definitely still feel like it needs to be set into place. I still feel like it's not matte to the point where it's like you apply it and then it's just like done. It's kind of like, I still feel like if you've got oily skin, you should still set it. And I would still need to be topped up throughout the day, just because I do have a really oily T-zone, especially my nose. I get really oily. One of the best parts about this foundation is that it is only £10, which I think is really inexpensive. A lot of drugstore foundations are more expensive than that nowadays. They go above £10, so it's really inexpensive. The pros of this foundation most certainly outweigh the cons, but let's just weigh them up now just to see what this foundation offers. Something I would definitely say is a huge pro is the fact that it is a really good foundation, I believe, for people with acne. I do think that if you do have acne, that you should take everything with a pinch of salt. What works for one person may not necessarily work for another, so it may react to your skin. Another pro is that it is vegan and against animal testing. Another thing that I absolutely love about this foundation is just the way that it looks. It honestly looks amazing. It's so flawless. I'm wearing it today and my skin is actually having a pretty bad day today, but looking at it you wouldn't know. I honestly think it looks like a really nice full coverage foundation. It's definitely more full coverage than I would usually wear. I'd definitely say the biggest con, and the only one that I can really think of with this foundation, is just the shade range. There definitely isn't enough shade ranges for deeper skin tones. I think there are at least 8 shades of this. It's just the deeper skin tones that there's not enough undertones in my opinion. So that's the con, I would probably say. But if you are able to find your shade, I would definitely recommend you guys trying this foundation. I was just so impressed with the formula of this foundation, I knew I had to recommend it to you. But I want to give you guys the whole picture. The pros of this foundation, which I definitely think outweigh the bad, but I do think that it's a big con to not have a full shade range. And I do hope that the Body Shop does eventually extend it. I definitely recommend you guys giving it a try. It's only £10 and it honestly is one of my new favorite foundations. If you like this format of video and you want to see this with other foundations in the future, then be sure to give this video a thumbs up and comment down below any foundations you want me to do this with. I am all for trying new foundations. I honestly love trying base products because of the way that my skin is, and I will be the guinea pig, guys. I honestly don't mind doing it. I will leave a link to this foundation down below if you want to purchase it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.